Hello friends, it's Alexis and welcome to my Vampathon 2024 reading vlog. If you somehow don't know what Vampathon is, I will link the announcement video from this year below, but it is a yearly readathon hosted by Jody from Vanilla Moon, and it usually takes place in the last week of October, and it's just a fun, spooky Halloween readathon with some vampire-inspired prompts. There are also a bunch of incredible co-hosts every year, so definitely check it out. So I thought we should start this video out with a little TBR for the week. These are the books I am most excited to get through. Now, this isn't a requirement, but as a little extra treat to myself, I have decided to only read vampire books for Vampathon. They are my favorite supernatural creature, and I had so many vampire books on my October TBR. So first up is probably my most anticipated book of the month. I have just been itching to read this since I got my hands on it, and that is Immortal Dark by Tigest Girma. I mean, just look at this stunning cover. These sprayed edges. I am so ready to just devour this book and to make it my entire personality. This one is sort of a dark academia fantasy book. In this one, our main character's sister goes missing, and she is convinced that she knows the exact vampire who took her, but he goes to this super elite, like, vampire human university, and in order to get her sister back, she has to enroll. So I am just here for all of the spooky, gothic, dark academia vibes from this one. Next up is another very highly anticipated one, and that is So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. If you know anything about me, it's that I am a giant Rachel Harrison fan. I have loved every single book I've ever read by her, except this one is not getting the best reviews, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to ignore them and try to go into this one with just the best vibes and hope that it works out for me. I don't actually know what this one is about, besides it's about best friends and vampires. So it's Rachel Harrison, it's vampires, what's not to love? Next up, what's a readathon without some audiobooks? And the first one I'm hoping to read this week is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This is another one that I feel like I haven't seen the best reviews, but I really wanted like a fun vampire romance on the TBR, so this is the one we're going with. I think the title is pretty self-explanatory. We have a woman who moves in with a vampire, and I'm just so excited. I think this one's going to be really, really fun. Also, on my audio TBR this week is All the Hearts You Eat by Hailey Piper. I have been looking forward to this one for so long. I've been obsessed with Hailey Piper since I read Queen of Teeth, and I just need more of her writing. So this one has been described as queer vampire horror, and like, what more do you need? That sounds like my perfect book. In this one, the life of our main character Ivory is changed forever when one morning she finds the body of Cabrina Bright washed up on shore. And from this moment, Cabrina starts visiting Ivory at night. And I have a feeling that it's not a ghost that's visiting Ivory. And last up on the TBR, if you know anything about me, you should know it's coming. And that, of course, is some graphic novels, because what is a readathon without a graphic novel or two? So first up, starting off with the first in the series, this is Garlic and the Vampire by Brie Paulson. And I mean, just look at her. Look at Garlic. She is so cute. I cannot wait to read this. I have heard such good things about this, and I have literally been waiting for Vampathon to read it. I just know this is going to be the cutest thing I have ever read. Super excited for that. And of course, I will also be reading the sequel, which is Garlic and the Witch, which works out because one of the Vampathon prompts is to actually read a book having to do with a witch this year. So I know this is kind of straying from my vampire theme, but because the first one has to do with a vampire, I think it works. All right, there we have it, all of the books I'm hoping to read this week. And now I'm going to send you back in time to when I first started Vampathon.
Penguin Random House Audio presents My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. Read for you by Gili Messer. For Brian, who always makes me laugh, and who is always up for adopting just one more cat. Chapter 1. Roommate wanted to share spacious third-floor brownstone apartment in Lincoln Park.
Welcome to Vampathon, day one. Well, in my case, it's day one. It is Monday, which technically is day 3 of Vampathon because it started on Saturday. But I had a very, very busy weekend. Saturday was my annual Halloween party that I throw every year for me and my friends. So all morning Saturday, I did not read a single thing. I spent it cleaning up the house, getting ready for the party, that kind of stuff. And then Sunday, I guess I technically could have started the readathon, but like, I just needed a day to rot on the couch and like watch TV and like chill out. I didn't like actually get too hungover this year. I paced myself pretty well throughout the night. I'm actually very proud of myself. So it wasn't that I was hungover, it's just that I was very tired from just how busy Saturday was. You know, it was just a very chill day. So today we are officially starting Vampathon. I think this has got to be my 3rd year participating. I don't know, but either way, it is one of my absolute favorite readathons to participate in every year. You know, anything vampire related, I'm in. So this morning, I have decided to start my first read, which is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I'm already 20% of the way in, and I am eating this up. So cute so far. So the main reason I picked this one actually isn't Vampathon. It is because the buzzword challenge for this month is to read a book with a relationship in the title. And I cannot find a single other book, like husband, wife, sister, brother, nothing. I have nothing else on my TBR. So I saw this one, saw that it had to do with a vampire, and I thought, why not? It's perfect. So far in this one, we are following our main character, Cassie, and she is just having kind of a rough time. She can't really afford where she's living. She's actually about to be evicted. So she goes online and she's looking at apartment listings, and she comes across one that is just too good to be true. She lives in Chicago, and this listing is for a room for only $200 a month in like this super nice part of town. So she's like, it's gotta be a scam, forget about it, whatever. Until she's kind of left with no choice. This is sort of the only thing she can afford. So she decides to take a chance on it. She contacts the owner of the apartment and she goes to look at it. And who opens the door but this stunning man who is dressed in like Regency era garb. And like, she's a little thrown off, I think, as anyone would be if you showed up to an apartment viewing and the guy was dressed like it was Halloween. But honestly, for her, it's way too good of an offer for her to pass up. Like, the place is stunning. It is full of like super fancy antique furniture. The guy, although he is weird, he's very, very polite. He's very formal. Like, he's giving Mr. Darcy. And she decides to go for it. So, of course, because he is a vampire, and we know this, but she doesn't, he sleeps all day and is gone during the night doing vampire things. And she is on like the opposite schedule, right? She works during the day, she's home at night. So they don't actually see each other a lot, and they kind of devise this system where they leave each other handwritten notes because he is not a fan of technology. So the notes just get increasingly cute and flirty, and like, I'm just having a really good time. Plus, our vampire character Frederick is like so unintentionally funny. He is truly lost in modern society. Like, there's a scene where she goes to make dinner and there's no like pots or pans in the house, so she asks him about it and he is clueless. It was hilarious. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. What's a pot and a pan? And then he like realizes that like he doesn't know what this is, but he should. And it looks really weird that like he doesn't. So he like real quick makes up an excuse that they're at the repair shop, and she's like, all of them? And he's like, yeah, all of them. I can go out tonight and buy replacements. And then she gets home and like he literally bought the entire kitchen department of the store. Like, I'm living for this. I like both of the characters a lot. I like the banter. I like the comedy. It's a fun time, and it's definitely keeping me entertained this morning while I've been working and then while I was just taking pictures. So yeah, my plan for today is to just keep listening to that, maybe start a physical read later on. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But right now, I'm gonna go get back to work and get back to listening to My Roommate is a Vampire. Hello again. It is later. I have just finished work for the day, and I'm getting ready in just a minute to head out to the gym because Mondays are gym days. But I wanted to update you because I have been listening to more of My Roommate is a Vampire, and I have made it to the 63% mark. Of course, I left my phone out of reach. I have just finished chapter 13, and I'm still really enjoying it. We got our sort of reveal to our main girl that he is a vampire. It came earlier than I was expecting it to, but like, I like where it's going. And then in return, we also got a reveal of why this vampire was looking for a roommate. It was like a really unique reason, and it definitely wasn't what I was expecting going into it. It's just like the book's surprising me. I wasn't expecting this to be like as cute and funny as it is. I don't know why. I feel like I remember seeing bad reviews for this, but so far I really don't have any complaints about it. It's really cute and funny. Like, I don't think it's gonna go on my list of favorite romances ever, but like, it's a pretty good Halloween-y rom-com. And yeah, since we last spoke, we've just really been getting to know a lot more about Frederick. The interactions with him are still hilarious. I'm going to keep listening while I'm at the gym, and yeah, goal still is to finish this tonight, so we'll see how much we can get done. Hi. I'm back from the gym. I am about to start cooking dinner. So I haven't read too much more because we had a very quick gym day. I'm still tired. I did not feel like going hard. But we have confirmed that Frederick is a Swiftie. I think I love this book. I just love this vampire's attempt at blending into the modern world where he has no idea what's going on. A+. Okay, I'm gonna keep listening while I make dinner. I'll talk to you soon. My first book of the readathon. My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine, and I think I'm gonna go with a 4-star rating. It was really cute. It definitely wasn't that serious. It's not like my favorite romance I've ever read, but it's a really fun one. It was very sweet, very rom-com-y vibes. And yeah, I'm even sort of interested in picking up the sequel. It has to do with Reginald, the other vampire character we meet in this one. And yeah, I just liked her writing a lot. I liked the comedy. So super happy I finally got around to reading this one. So now I am obviously working and I have a bunch of meetings today, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to start another audiobook. I will let you know when I decide. Other than that, my plan is to start So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison later today. Unfortunately, I have to get back to work now. I am done with work and I am heading out the door in just a minute because it's Tuesday, which means it's movie night, and tonight we are going to see... Onyx really wanted to be in here. He just beat down the door. Tonight we are going to see The Substance, and I know I am so late to seeing this movie. I literally think it came out like 2 months ago. Thankfully, it is still in theaters because I was a little apprehensive. I didn't want to see it. I honestly thought the trailer looked really stupid, but the reviews have been so good and my friends really want to go see it now, so we're gonna go. I have not read any more since we last spoke. I ended up having so many meetings this afternoon. I knew about the one and then I was unexpectedly pulled into another one. So I didn't get to eat lunch because that second meeting took a really long time. That's okay. I'm just gonna go have popcorn. And when I get home later tonight, I'll make myself something for dinner. And yeah, after the movie, I'm thinking of starting So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. This is another one that I don't have the highest hopes for. And sort of the opposite reason, I was very, very excited for it because I love Rachel Harrison's writing, but the reviews have been not great for this one. It's Rachel Harrison and it's vampires, so I have to at least give it a try. But yeah, I should get going now so I'm not late to the movie, and I will let you know what I thought about it when I get back. I'm obviously home now, and it is later. A lot later, actually. I spent a very long time finishing editing my video, but I'm pretty happy. I am getting it uploaded on time on Wednesday this week, which is my goal every week, is to have a Wednesday and a Saturday upload. I don't usually make it, but you know. So I obviously have not read anything, which is the struggle I'm finding. Either I can edit or read in a day, but not usually do both. I am planning on getting into bed now and finally starting So Thirsty, but as you know, I probably won't get very far in it before falling asleep, but that will definitely be the goal for tomorrow, is to hopefully finish that in one day. Like, I feel like I'm failing at Vampathon and it just started. But I wanted to give you my thoughts on the movie. I absolutely loved it. Like, it might be my new favorite movie of all time. Definitely my favorite horror movie I've seen this year. Like, wow, I'm blown away. I don't even want to tell you anything about it because I sort of went in blind besides knowing like the message of the movie. And that was such a good way to go in. Just know that if you're afraid of needles, this is not the movie for you. My friend that I went with is very afraid of needles. So he was not able to watch probably 50% of the movie because there were a lot of close-ups and scenes of injections. It was way more gory and like body horror-y than I was expecting. And it definitely made me enjoy the movie a lot more than I thought I would. And like, it was just so good. It's just one of those movies where the girlies who get it, and the ones who don't. And Dan is not one of them. He absolutely hated it, and he was trying to tear it apart to me on the drive home, and I was just like, I will take no criticism. This is a perfect movie in my eyes. Like, seriously, I need a physical copy of this one as soon as it comes out because I am going to be watching it a lot. So yeah, 6 out of 5 stars. Definitely go see it if you are on the fence about it because like all of the reviews are correct. Incredible movie. This cat is so ridiculous. She looks so cute until I'm trying to work during the day and she doesn't let me because she needs all my attention. I can't even be mad at a face like this. Okay. That's enough cat content for now. I know you're just so sweet. I am going to go get into bed with So Thirsty, and yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Hello, happy Wednesday, and welcome to day 3 of Vampathon for me. It is also Halloween Eve, so we have some exciting plans tonight. First of all, I just finished work. It's already late. It's already 6 p.m. and I'm finally sitting down to read more of So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I did start this last night, but I only got about 15 pages in. So I'm liking what I've read so far, but I haven't really gotten far enough to tell you what's going on or know myself. So far, we're following these 2 friends. One is named Sloan. What was the other one's name? Naomi and Sloan? I think that's right. And they're going on a girls' trip for one of their birthdays. I want to say it's Sloane's birthday. So far it's giving The Return by Rachel Harrison vibes, but we'll see how it gets different as it goes on. So that's the plan right now is I'm going to sit down and read. And then in a little bit, thinking of having a little vampire movie night and reading the 2 graphic novels that I wanted to read for Vampathon. That sounds like a very fun evening for me. But yeah, I'm just really excited to get into this one and let you know my thoughts. Also, ignore the giant stack of books over there. That's from my picture that I took today. Taking Instagram pictures is so much work. And then the cleanup after, like, I tore my shelves apart to get all those books and I really don't want to put them back. But yeah, I'm gonna go read now. About 30 pages and then took a 15 to 20 minute nap. So I am now up and making dinner. For dinner, I have a very exciting experiment. I'm making pumpkin ravioli for the first time ever. I'm not making the ravioli. The ravioli is store-bought, but I'm making a brown butter sauce to go with it. And then like also I've never had pumpkin ravioli. It's always sounded gross to me because I associate pumpkin with being sweet, but I'm sure that's not how this tastes. So yeah, I thought what a better All Hallows Eve meal than pumpkin ravioli. test. I just threw some parsley and some Parmesan on top. Why am I nervous? The pumpkin looks weird. Oh, this better be good. I think I like it. It's different. The pumpkin is sweet. It feels wrong to have something sweet inside a ravioli, but I think I like it. Okay, I'm gonna go eat and then read. Happy with the reading progress I was able to do tonight. So while watching Twilight, which by the way, I need to watch that movie way more often than I do. It is definitely like on my list of top 5 favorite movies ever. It's just so nostalgic for me. And like there is a time in my life where I watched it every single day and like I can still recite almost the entire movie from memory. So there's that. But yeah. The movie just always makes me feel so good. So while watching it, I did read both volumes of, here's the first one, Garlic and the Vampire and Garlic and the Witch by Brie Paulson. Wow, these were so cute. I think they have to be my favorite graphic novels of all time, and these are library editions, but I definitely need to get myself a copy of both. This is something I could see myself rereading every spooky season just to kind of get myself in the mood. It was so adorable. So starting off with our first one, we have our main character who is a little garlic clove who has been brought to life by this witch, and she works in the witch's garden with some other vegetable friends of hers, and one day a vampire moves into the castle on the hill and the vegetables nominate Garlic to go confront him because vampires don't like garlic. But the problem is Garlic is an anxious little bean and she really has to face some big fears going up and standing up to this vampire by herself, but it is so freaking cute. I love it. I love Garlic. I love the vampire character. I love Carrot. And the art style was super, super cute. Definitely a big step up from the last graphic novel that I read, which was Sheets. Like, look at this art. Gorgeous. Let me find a picture of Garlic. She's so cute. Okay, this scene of Garlic standing up to the vampire. So cute. So then, Garlic and the Witch is the sequel, and we are just following Garlic as she is growing up and changing and really just becoming herself and learning who she is and facing new fears, and it's so cute. And the ending with Carrot, I love. 5 stars for both of these. Next up, I have continued reading So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I have made it to the 100-page mark, and unpopular opinion, but I'm actually really liking this. I don't know, like it's early, so things could change, but we just met the vampire and it was a lot more horrific, gruesome than I was kind of expecting. Like, I think of Rachel Harrison as cozy horror. Like, I guess that's not even the best descriptor, right? Because some of her books do have pretty horrific scenes in them. But like, I don't know, it just always surprised me when there are. Like, now that I'm really thinking about it, Such Sharp Teeth had truly disgusting descriptions and scenes in it. So I don't know why I'm surprised, but yeah, I am pleasantly surprised about this vampire scene. I would have kept reading, but I had to let the dogs out and I'm gonna go get into bed and I will continue reading, but wanted to do my little check-in first. I'm just really invested in this story. So I think I was telling you earlier, we have Sloane and Naomi. They're best friends, but they don't see each other a lot because Naomi lives in Europe with her boyfriend who is in a band touring and stuff. And Sloane is just kind of a little run down in life. She is married, but we learn very early on in the book that the marriage is not doing good, and it just seems like she's not really happy with her life. It seems like she might be a little jealous of Naomi's life, just like how fun and carefree and wild it is. Not that she like resents her friend for it, but that's like the vibe I'm getting, that Sloane is just not completely happy with her life. So they go to this weekend getaway retreat in this little cottage, and they go out to a bar one night and they meet this mysterious guy who invites them to a party at his house the next night, and they go and the vibes are off. So Sloane is trying to get Naomi to leave with her because she is also a very anxious being, and she is just thinking worst case scenario, as would I, being in a stranger's house and not knowing what you're getting yourself into. But the vibes I'm getting from Naomi is that she's not like a very good friend, in the sense that she's like, no, just have fun, like I want to be here so you have to stay with me kind of thing. And she's not really looking out for herself and Sloane's safety. So that's where we are. I'm just super excited to see what's going to happen next, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go wash my face, get into bed, and read just a little bit more before I fall asleep. So I will check in with you in the morning. Hello, good morning, and happy Halloween. I am so excited to celebrate the best day of the year with you and to spend it reading some vampire literature. I really hope the window being open and the cars driving by aren't too annoying, but it is very warm today. So especially wearing these long sleeves, I need the breeze. Yeah, it might look like the perfect Halloween day. It's very dark and gloomy out this morning, but it is hot. We have a high of 74 today, which... it's October 31st. When I was a kid trick-or-treating, like it would 9 times out of 10 be snowing, and I would be pissed off that I had to wear a jacket and ruin my costume. So like, happy for the kids now, but like, what the hell, global warming? Chill out. So besides being very warm, I also have the unfortunate news that I do have to work today. I always think that I should take Halloween off, and then I never do. But I'm thinking if today's not too busy, I'll work a half day. I'm thinking I should be able to get all my work done in the early half of the day and then be able to take off the afternoon to just hang out and read, possibly, maybe. So that brings us to what we will be reading today, which of course we will be finishing So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I actually have the incredible news that I stayed up very, very late last night because I couldn't put this down. I ended up making it to page 200. I stayed up till 1:30. Yeah, my bedtime is usually between 11:30 and 12. Like, anytime between there, I'm asleep. No, it could be that I drank coffee very late yesterday, but like, I'm also blaming this. Like, I was enthralled. I could not put it down. So shit is happening in this. The vampire aspect is very, very present, and I'm a big fan of it. I'm really enjoying this. Before, I think the last update I gave you was that I don't know why I'm holding this up. There's no dust jacket on it. Here, I'll put a picture of the actual cover up. So I know yesterday I was saying that Naomi was annoying me because I just didn't feel like she was being a very good friend. She kept kind of ditching Sloane at the bar to talk to this guy, and then she made plans without like Sloane's knowledge about where they were going, and it was all just to hang out with this guy. Since there's been a shift in the story, now Sloane is the one annoying me. Like, Naomi is being the voice of reason, and Sloane is not listening. In her defense, Sloane is kind of going through it right now. A big change has happened, if you get what I'm saying. The synopsis doesn't spell it out, but I think we can infer what's going on. So yeah, now I've really shifted and I'm more on Naomi's side. So Sloane does end up getting what she wants against everybody's better judgment. Everybody is advising her against this. And the book has just turned into like chaos. It is so bloody. It is so gory. Like, it's actually really funny that you keep thinking like, oh, this has got to be the worst thing that's going to happen. And then you turn around and it's like another bad thing has happened. I think it's really funny because like, this is literally what everybody was warning Sloane about, and then she didn't listen, and now it's happening. This isn't making sense, but just know I'm having a really fun time. It's actually giving me a little bit of Jennifer's Body vibes, the movie, which one of my favorite movies of all time, in that Naomi is the Jennifer character and Sloane is the needy character. And like Sloane is doing her best to control Naomi, but like she's an animal. She cannot be controlled. And yeah, it's just turning out to be a really, really fun, bloody time. At this point, I have about 100 pages left. I'm gonna go start work and then see how it's feeling, try and get off early so I can finish this real quick. And then I have a very fun night planned. We're gonna watch some scary movies, eat some popcorn and candy, start another book. And I know technically this is the last day of Vampathon, but because I started 2 days late, I am going to extend it to Saturday. That way I can try and finish my TBR. I have 2 more books, well, 3 counting So Thirsty, but I really am planning to finish that today. So I'll have 2 more books that I want to get to after this. They are on the longer side, so, you know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good that I should be able to read a bunch today, so. Hello. Well, now my head's cut off. Who's more important, me or Eva? Sorry, Eva. I just finished So Thirsty. It was so good. I mean, okay, it wasn't the best Rachel Harrison ever. The standards are high with her, but I don't think it deserves all the hate it's getting. I thought it was fine. It was cute. It was a story about friendship. I mean, yeah. I'm between a 3.5 and a 4-star. I'll probably think on it. I will say, I didn't love the last 100 pages. I definitely preferred the first 2/3 of the book to the last third. It got, I don't know, not that it got boring, it just, I've seen other people review it and say that like when they finished it, they were like, oh, that's it. And I guess I kind of see that. Like, I guess I wanted more of like a rise to like the conflict. And then I wanted just more answers. Like it kind of just leaves us in sort of a tense scene and then it picks back up later and everything's fine. So I get that criticism. It's definitely not a perfect book. It's not my favorite Rachel Harrison, but I liked it. And maybe I enjoyed it so much just because I really love vampire stories. It could be me. But yeah, I like the message of friendship and like spending forever with your best friend. Even though like their relationship wasn't perfect, I think it was like realistic. They had issues, but at the end of the day, like they were there for each other. Not the biggest fan of the romance, and it wasn't like the main focus of the story, so I guess I was more okay with it just kind of being in the background. Like it was whatever, I would have been fine without it, but it didn't bug me too much that it was there like a lot of romances in horror do. And maybe it's just because I went in with such low expectations that I ended up really enjoying it. Hi, Eva. So yeah, I'm really happy to have read it. I'm happy that it was better than I expected it to be. And I'm extra happy right now because we've decided to order pizza. We're gonna go pick that up now and come back and watch a scary movie. It's only 10:30 and I am exhausted. So this is gonna be my final check-in for the night and I am going to bed. So I ended up watching I Saw the TV Glow and I didn't dislike the movie, I just didn't understand it. So I ended up looking up just some reviews. I looked up what the director said their motivation behind it was, and I like the message, I like the meaning, but I don't know if it was entirely clear. I think the movie was filmed beautifully. Every single shot was so gorgeous. So many bright colors, just a really beautiful movie. I was just confused. So, yeah, that might be one that you have to rewatch to really get it. But overall, it was fine. And then after that, I have started Immortal Dark by Tigest Girma. I'm only about 25 pages in and I am getting sleepy, so I might read a few more pages just before I fall asleep, but I'm going to wash my face and get into bed for the night. So yeah, a pretty boring, chill Halloween, but I had a good time. With this one, I'll tell you more about it tomorrow because right now I'm honestly really confused. I don't know if it's just trying to read it while I'm tired, but I'm not understanding the world building. It's very info dumpy. It's trying to explain the relationship between vampires and humans and how it all relates to this university, and I don't know what's happening. So what I do know from the synopsis is our main character is looking for her sister. She believes that a vampire at this university kidnapped her sister, so she is trying to go there to confront the vampire. So she just got to the university and we're still just learning the rules and how things work in this world. All right, well, I think that's all. I hope you had a wonderful Halloween and I'll see you in the morning. Oh God. Oh God. Good morning and happy last day of Vampathon. So we didn't talk at all yesterday, and that's because unfortunately I think I'm falling into a reading slump. So to make that even worse, I woke up this morning, like literally just woke up, and I grabbed Immortal Dark and I was coming out here to start reading it, and I simply do not care and I don't want to continue with this right now. I made it to page 78 last night and I'm not enjoying it. I was really looking forward to this one, so I'm very sad, but I think I'm going to DNF it for now, and I'll keep the book, and I'm gonna try and pick it up at a later time. Like maybe I'm just burnt out on vampire books. Maybe this just isn't what I want right now, but I'm really not enjoying the writing in it. Not too much more has happened since like what I told you. She's going to school now. She's making friends, allies, more like, because she's really trying to figure out how to take control of this house. That way the vampire can't have it, and then like find her sister in the process. It's confusing. It's too info dumpy right now. I don't understand this world. And honestly, like, I don't know, the writing is not good so far. It's not doing it for me. There's just a lot of confusing stuff going on. Each room is like a different emotion or something, so that when you enter the room, you're like overcome by this emotion. And I'm confused by it. I don't understand. I also really just don't like the vampire character, and I know he eventually becomes our love interest. I don't know, I can't see myself turning and liking him. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he's not the love interest, but like, I'm pretty sure it's him. Who else would it be? Unfortunately, we are going to have a DNF of the video. I'm not forcing myself to finish this today. I don't want to read this right now. And then the other unfortunate news is I have started the audiobook for All the Hearts You Eat by Haley Piper, and I'm not liking that one either. I'm gonna keep going with this one because I'm already 50% of the way through. So like, at least it's going fast. So in that one, again, kind of just what the synopsis told us. Our main character's name is Ivory. She is a transgender woman, and she is swimming on the beach one morning when she finds a dead body. And she actually finds like a suicide note with the body, and she ends up taking it so that like the police don't get it. And she just kind of really becomes obsessed with this woman. The dead woman's name was Cabrina Bright, and she was also transgender. So I'm loving the representation, especially because the author is a transgender woman herself. Like, loving that aspect of it. Like, everybody in this book is queer, but it's the vampire stuff that I'm not really feeling. So she becomes obsessed with finding out everything about this Cabrina Bright person. She tracks down her friends. She starts reading her journals, and I just don't get the obsession. It like her motivation isn't coming across on the page. So along with that, we're also following Cabrina's friends, and we're just seeing how they're dealing with her death. Cabrina had a lot of problems in her personal life. Her parents did not accept her, and they still used her dead name. They still referred to her as the wrong gender. So Cabrina's ghost starts coming back to visit the friends, and like, that's what we're thinking is the reason the ghost is coming back, cannot be at rest, is because on Cabrina's grave, her parents have put her dead name on the tombstone. So like, I'm actually really enjoying the friend chapters a lot more because we're actually getting like, they knew Cabrina. It's not like some weird random obsession the way it is in Ivory's chapters. So if it was that story alone, I think I'd be enjoying it a lot more. Like, just Cabrina haunting them because she can't rest until her correct name is on her tombstone. Like, I like that. But it's the whole like Ivory chapters that I'm not getting. So I thought it was going to be Cabrina visiting Ivory as well, and Cabrina was the vampire, but I don't think she is, unless I'm wrong. Like, that's the other thing. I'm so confused by this book because there is a vampire character, but they're calling her Honey. So I don't think it's Cabrina, but I also have no fucking idea who this Honey person is. So she is visiting Ivory, and she's very much a vampire. She's like sucking blood and shit. I just don't get the connection between Honey and Cabrina. Like, are they the same person? Did Honey have something to do with Cabrina's death? But like, I don't think so because it was a suicide. So yeah, just confused. I'm hoping the last 50% of the book gets better, but unfortunately my hopes are just not high. I don't know, I'm really upset because these are the two books I was like most anticipating for October, and like, I'm not even enjoying them. Plans for today are obviously to finish All the Hearts You Eat because it is our last day to do so. Hello. The animals are not leaving me alone because I need to feed them, but I wanted to talk to you first. So yeah, we're gonna finish that book. We're going to clean up the house and start putting away Halloween stuff, even though I'm so sad, but like, it's everywhere and I need to get my house back. So that should give me plenty of time to listen to the audiobook, and yeah, I'll talk to you a little bit later. I just finally made it to the 92% mark. This book doesn't make sense. I have so many questions. I don't even know if what I'm reading is part of a dream or really happening. I don't think this one is it for me. So, I guess we'll see what happens in the last 8% and see if it can be saved. Hello again, friends. That is going to be it. That is a wrap on Vampathon 2024. I have officially finished my last book. So the October vlogs all feel sort of cursed because the final book I've read for every vlog has been a dud. And unfortunately, this one was no different. So of course, I just finished All the Hearts You Eat by Haley Piper. And I think I'm gonna choose not to rate this one. I truly did not understand what I just read, and I probably didn't give it the time it deserved because I was listening to the audiobook on 3 times speed, just trying to get through it and finish it today. So I don't want to give it a low rating and then like make people feel like it's a bad book and they shouldn't read it, because I think it will have its audience. It just wasn't for me. I was very, very confused the entire time, like I was telling you earlier. I'm still not even clear if Honey and Cabrina were 2 separate characters, like I think they were, but I'm not sure. I did like how the storyline with Cabrina's mother ended up ending, how everything that happened with the friends turned out. It's just really, Ivory's storyline did not make sense to me. I don't know why it was in this book. It felt like a completely different story. And also it being pitched as a vampire book, the vampire element really only came in with Ivory. And then the friends, it was more like a ghost story. Like it just felt very disjointed, like too many things were going on at once and I did not understand it. So sorry to not give you the best review for this book, but I really don't know what else to say about it. I will continue to pick up Hailey Piper in the future. I really, really like her writing. I just think this story wasn't for me, I didn't read it at the right time, and I didn't give it my full attention like I think it needed. But it is a very, very chunky horror book. I think it's close to 500 pages. So I do not recommend you try to finish it in 2 days like I did. So since I just finished that one, I thought I would finally tell you which prompt I was using each book for, because I finally went and figured that out. So I have my reading journal here. I have the stack of books that we read. And yeah, let's figure out if I completed Vampathon or not. So starting out with All the Hearts You Eat, because that's the most recent one I finished, that is going to count for a gothic / spooky cover. Look at that hyena on there. That is something I will say. The vampire aspect was very unique. This one is also going to count for a horror book. Next up, I guess we'll just go backwards. So the last one I didn't finish, but I DNF'd, was Immortal Dark. And well, I'm not going to count these prompts as being completed because obviously I didn't complete the book. And I only read 70 pages, which just doesn't feel like enough to count it. This one would count for both a book with a gothic setting and a book with a dark academia setting. And then there's also a prompt to read a book with a haunted library, which I feel like this could have counted. We didn't get there, but I could definitely see there being a haunted library somewhere in this school. Of course, before that, we finished So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I was going to say this was my favorite of the readathon, but then I remembered Garlic and the Vampire. So this is my favorite novel I read during the readathon. And this one is going to count for bats or blood on the cover. Of course, we check off both with this one. And also a book with a vampire main character. Next up, we have the 2 graphic novels I read, Garlic and the Vampire and Garlic and the Witch. This one is counting for a few. This is a spooky middle grade, a book with witches, a spooky graphic novel, and Read a Book in the Dark. Well, I didn't technically read this like in the dark with the lights out. It was nighttime, and I kind of forgot this was a prompt, so I'm counting these. Oh well. And last up, the very first book I finished this week, My Roommate is a Vampire. This one is also going to count for 2 prompts, and that is a book to sink your teeth into, because I did not expect to get so invested in that story. I think I finished it in, 24 hours? I was just enjoying it so much. And then second, a paranormal romance. So overall, we completed 10 out of the 16 prompts, which is pretty good for not planning ahead and just kind of going with the vibes of vampire books. If you made it this far, please let me know if you participated in Vampathon and or what your favorite vampire book is. I definitely need a break from vampires after this week, but because they're my favorite, I know I'll be craving them again soon. And if you'd like to leave me an emoji, please leave me any of the vampy emojis. I want to say a big thank you for watching my video, and especially if you watched any of my other October vlogs. They were so fun, but so much work to make. I don't know if I'll ever do a full month of vlogging again. I definitely need a break now. And of course, thank you to Jody and the other co-hosts for always putting on such an incredible Vampathon every year. I already cannot wait for next year. So as always, friends, I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.